Here today, we're going to talk about how to have an excellent staff meeting, a huddle right in the morning, right when you get going, because you and I both know as your day starts, so it goes. And so too often what happens is chiropractors will roll in, or maybe your staff rolls in, and life happens. You have kids, you have life, you're married, your car tires go flat. Something happens that's maybe not awesome right in the morning, and what happens is people drag that in with them. And so what happens is right out the beginning of the day, you got to make sure you go through your schedule, but you also remind your staff and your team why you're there. And so what happens is too often some people, they come in, they bring their baggage in, and then they just air it across everybody in the clinic. And so what happens is when you reset people, specifically your staff, before anyone gets there, you go over the schedule, but you start talking about the reason you're there. It's a great way to start your day. The other thing is to take a few moments and talk about wins from the prior day in clinic. And even if it's a Monday, you can go back from the wins from the past week of things that pump you up. Why are you excited to be there? What's a patient story? What's something that actually keeps you going? And so too often what happens is we just dive right into the schedule, or you don't look at all, or you don't have a huddle at all, and then you just dive in and then it's chaos throughout the day. The other thing is to talk about a few of the maybe bottlenecks, the things that might be challenges. And what happens is if you don't address those, when they happen, everyone is just running around like they're chicken with their head cut off. And so what happens is you have to have crystal clear communication to have an A team that knows, all right, this patient is struggling right now. We got to make sure that we help serve them, address their challenges, their problems, because it's okay to talk about the tough stuff too. But what happens is please make sure that you address your staff and your team, because these are things I've been guilty before. I have not been lifting up my team when I know they're doing a great job. And so giving those little moments of cheering them on, and there's different ways to build them up. Sometimes, yes, there's a financial goal, but at the same time, it's addressing those little unseen things that the staff consistently does. And so when you go right away in the morning and you have a good huddle, you figure out why you're here, you readdress the core values of what you're really trying to accomplish, and you bring up a case study, a patient story, or something from the prior day or week that really drives you. What that does, that shifts the energy immediately, because I guarantee there's been times where the energy is low or someone has had bad things happen, and you sit there and you talk about that, and then you dive into your patient schedule. I mean, that's not going to be a great way to start the day. And so if you can take just the 10 to 15 minutes, doesn't have to be a lot, maybe even if it's 5 minutes. You don't need a big hour huddle, but if you can take a few minutes right before, get everyone pointed in the right direction for your team, it gets everyone so they're crystal clear on what they're supposed to do, what challenges might be coming, and quite honestly, it helps drive the purpose on why you're there in the first place. And so if you're looking for a framework on how to have an A-team staff meeting, a huddle, just a framework, what we did is put a little link for you there. It's pretty much done for you, so if you want, go ahead and click the link below. Hopefully it serves you, and we'll catch you on the next video.